Hello, welcome to Phantasy Star Online 2. It is time to try and seal Shiva's power by going to Omega. But, we gotta make a quick stop at the medical facility.
What did we do to deserve this?
This isn't some kind of punishment, Matoy. It's a perfectly normal procedure. What I'm wondering is, how could you run all around like that with such extensive injuries?
I'm sorry.
You need to get some rest until your wounds heal, Matoy. Stay far away from conflicts of any kind. And you, what were you thinking? Running off to Earth before the dust from the battle even settled? Yes, I know full well how urgent it was. But as your caretaker, I have every right to complain. Listen carefully, Guardians. If you get injured, you report to me right away. Do I make myself clear?
Well. Sounds like someone got quite the scolding. Why not think of this as just taking a hard-earned rest, Matoy? Oh, Risa, I didn't know you'd come back. Let me tell you, fighting on the front lines when you're outnumbered is so fun, it just stings.
Risa came back from the battlefield at my request. I suppose I ought to be present if we're getting Omega involved.
Oh, is that you, Harriet? After all this time, it still shocks me to hear you in there.
Oh, I have to do it. Could you talk like Risa, Harriet?
What? You want me to mimic Risa? Well. What do we have here? Was that all right? No, please don't make me do that again. Anyway, moving on. Can you head to the bridge? If we're headed for Omega, we need Alma's help.
Do. Does she have the strength? Probably.
According to my calculations, deploying the barrier through Omega has a high probability of success. So, will you do it?
Goes without saying.
As a former denizen, I will accompany you. Allow me to take the lead.
Look out, Omega! Here I come, at long last! That's all well and good, Harriet, but can Risa even go?
Her bond with me will let her. As a divine being of Omega, I imagine I could simply go on my own, but...
I'm really looking forward to seeing what kind of fight the baddies on Omega put up. I'm thrilled, stoked, pumped even!
I cannot simply dismiss my host's wishes. Very well. She will serve as my guard.
I certainly hope she won't need to do any guarding. Oh, well, I guess I'll go too.
You were told to stay and rest.
Sorry, Second. You'll be here helping me send them over to Omega.
Under the circumstances, we can't risk having both Guardians away at once. Besides, I believe you were ordered to get some rest.
There it is.
I understand how you feel, but we need you to sit this one out.
I'll be back before you know it.
All right. I understand. Be careful over there.
Sierra, can you go to Omega as a guide?
Well, things have been changing pretty rapidly over there, haven't they? Will I even be able to play Navigator for them?
It's all right. Omega remains largely the same as the world the Guardians knew. Since I am a being of Omega, My presence here in this world has synchronized the flow of time between the two.
In that case, my concern has more to do with the fact that you're asking me to go back to a world with Maggie in charge.
Though I'm sure Margareta has things well under control. Most likely.
She's essentially a ruler of 2 kingdoms. That's not gonna go to her head or nothing.
Well, hello there. Are you, by any chance, the Ash Maiden of this planet? I've never shot an Ash Maiden before. So. You wanna be my guinea pig? Blam!
What's this? Looks like another tough customer. Hey, you. Did you come here for a friendly visit, or just to make trouble? Well?
Oh, do stop, Risa. It's not nice to be rude. I apologize. Risa can be a little uncouth sometimes.
First, you sound like you're trying to pick a fight, and now you flat out apologize. Something doesn't add up here. Spit it out. I see. I get it. However, if you're here about the barrier, everything's already been conveyed to Shao. You'll have to ask him if you want to know more.
Not a problem. We can probably learn more by asking directly than we could through hearsay anyway. In any case, I wish to do everything that I can.
I agree with what Harriet is saying. There's no such thing as doing too much after all. What's more, failing because I couldn't even be bothered to put in a little token effort. That's just not my style.
Well, this is a conundrum. I suppose I can talk a little, but you must agree to my conditions first.
Of course. You name it, we'll do it.
Once it's all over, will you fill me in on all the juicy details? We can even have a little tea party. Enjoy a slow afternoon surrounded by flowers.
I have no interest in tea. I am, however, exceptionally interested in shooting Ash Maidens.
You certainly have a stubborn side to you. Perhaps we can look forward to our tea party featuring a sort of sideshow.
I knew you would understand, Your Holiness. I am definitely looking forward to this.
Lady Sakunahime, it may be best if you don't say anything too careless. Risa is very serious about shooting you.
Ha! I'm the Ash Maiden. If you think you can shoot me that easily, step right up. But more importantly, what about you? If you return alive from this battle, would you be so kind as to share a few tales from your travels?
Understood. We accept your conditions. We will return alive, and would be honored to attend your tea party.
Excellent. You won't forget.
And don't you dare forget that you promised to let me shoot you too. I mean, even if you forget, I'll still shoot you.
Yes, we get it. Just don't forget to come to our tea party should you return. I will be expecting you. Okay now, about that barrier. I'll start from the beginning. Confirming arrival on Omega. We're on an open plain in southern Cuento. And there's suddenly a battle going on?
Now this looks like a good time. So, which side should I shoot?
Stop! Look carefully! Don't you see that they're fighting?
Those are photoner weapons.
Oh my! Seems like the baddies have covered far more ground than we have.
First things first. We need to hear from Margareta. To me, everyone!
Fleeting wings, I bid thee come. Exit!
What do I do? What do I do? This wouldn't work. That wouldn't work. I just need more man and woman power. Well, god power would be ideal, but I'd even settle for fairy power at this point. Somebody, somehow, just help me, please. Whoa, who's there? Margareta! Harriet? Oh, you're finally back! The Guardian and the Fairy too? And even some scary lady? Oh, I have a sinking feeling things are about to get even more complicated.
I appreciate how quickly you catch on. But first, Margareta, what's happening here? Where did your opponents here come from?
The lake. From the Black Cocoon. It's a good thing we left some fortresses behind from our battle with Elmir. Oh, and we've already evacuated all the people who live around here. No need to worry about them. Now it's my turn to ask questions. What is that? How's it related to you? I see. So, in the Guardian's world, a supreme evil being is doing bad stuff, and everyone's having a terrible, horrible, no good, very bad day. And now you've gone and dragged us into it. Well, hurry up and wipe the floor with that supreme evil lady.
That'd be a great idea. If it were anywhere close to being that easy, Maggie. Anyway, I wasn't expecting to see photoner weapons all the way here in Omega.
Oh gosh, goodness gracious! Isn't it obvious? Omega's basically a glimpse inside the Akashic Records. We shouldn't be surprised to see it mimicking our home world. It'd be weirder if we didn't see that inside the memory of the universe.
So, since the passage of time here is now anchored to time on Oracle's side, the effects are showing up in real time too? Does that mean that Omega's basically replaying the history of what happens in Oracle's universe?
I'm glad you're all enjoying this nonsense, but more to the point, we have to wall up your supreme evil, or our collective goose will be cooked too. No?
You kind of glossed over any semblance of nuance there, but yes, essentially.
Regardless of whether we signed up for this mess, at least we've got a common cause. So, what's the plan?
Harriet's out there right this second, getting things ready so we can get to work.
Hello again, everyone.
Welcome back, Harriet. How'd it go?
I was able to get hold of 5 of the 6 anima threads binding this world together. But even with all my power, I cannot meddle with the final one. It appears we'll need to go there directly and drive a linchpin into the ground.
I have a bad feeling about this.
What a coincidence, Fairy. I was just thinking the same thing.
The site of the Black Cocoon.
It's just as you suspect. That hive of evil. The place where the Black Cocoon emerged. Elmir twisted it to suit his own ends, because it was at the heart of the anima thread, and was built as a place of healing. He wanted that power. And yet, it remains off limits, even to a person with my divine authority.
Which means that we have to get the enemies out of the way ourselves, so that we can reach the center, right?
We just finished doing exactly that.
Plunging into a sea of baddies, are we? Cannonball! Does this mean what I think, hope, and pray it means? Do I really get to pump clip after clip after clip into baddie after baddie after baddie? Oh, I can't wait one single solitary second. It's time for the slaughter show, and we'll have the best seats in the house.
Hey, Fairy, she's on our side, right? She's not going to suddenly decide she wants to shoot us instead, is she?
Well,
If you're trying to make me more nervous, it's working.
Oh, you don't need to worry. What's a stray bullet or three between friends, am I right?
It's not a stray bullet, and we're not friends if you're doing it on purpose, for the record. Now I'm even more freaked out. I should have just called the Sword Maiden back from Wayland. Okay, deep breaths. If it must be done, then so be it. Her Holiness the Divine Queen rides now. Make ready.
Side story real quick.
Speaking of which, look, Maggie. Isn't this place the original Cuento Castle? What happened to the Epic Palace?
Huh? The palace is where I live. It was made specially for me, after all.
I see. So that means we're coming to Cuento Castle just to relax then?
Well, yes. This is also my castle.
What?
What do you mean? I am the divine queen of the sacred magical kingdom of Epicuento. Is it so hard to believe? For someone like me, having a castle and a palace is the bare minimum.
Maggie, since annexing Cuento, you've definitely turned the vanity dial up a notch. Well, that's your prerogative.
Cut it out, would you? It's my kingdom, so it goes without saying that the castle and everything in it is mine.
So, what are you going to do about moving it? It's a pretty long distance, right?
With the power of the Sword Maiden, we'll have it taken care of lickety-split.
Use that ancient power for something so trivial?
I don't really know much about the Crimson Fellworm or whatever, but if we don't use her power, the castle will be useless anyway.
It's nice that Elise has been so forgiving.
Well, even though the two kingdoms are now one, culturally and environmentally, they're completely different. When you suddenly merge the two, you expect there to be some disruption, even among the common citizenry. That's why I've been going back and forth between the two to hear what everyone has to say. It's the most prudent course of action. The Sword Maiden knows that, and has been kind enough to lend a hand.
Well, you do have a point there.
You aren't starting to actually respect a scoundrel like me, are you? Not that I'm complaining, mind you.
Maggie, you really are starting to act like a real ruler of a real kingdom.
You are starting to act like a real pain in the rear!
Alrighty. Back-to-back battles. Yeah, okay. But that's gonna wait until next part. Thanks for watching.